This is still my most favorite PS2 game of all time, and I know that's crazy to say because nobody ever talks about this game. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you why. Alright, so you're probably asking me like, yo, Brady, stop edging us, man. What is the game? And I don't know if you can tell, but the gameplay behind me, like, dude, this is fire. Like, this dude's whooping some ass right now. If you don't know what game this is, man, let me bring your attention to the game Minority Report. Everybody Runs on PS2. My most favorite PS2 game of all time. And in my opinion, the most underrated PS2 game of all time, maybe even one of the most underrated games in the world of all time. Alright, just for some context, this game is actually a movie tie-in to the movie Minority Report, featuring Tom Cruise. Now, the movie's called Minority Report. The game is called Minority Report Everybody Runs. Now, why is it called that? Pretty cool little fun fact here. A lot of the promotional material for Minority Report, the movie, says Minority Report, Everybody Runs, and then it showed the date of the release of the movie. So it's kind of cool how they incorporated that into the actual game title, and I love that change. I think it's an awesome change, in my opinion. But anyways, Minority Report is a beat-em-up, third-person beat-em-up style game, and you go through these levels whooping dudes' asses, trying to get to the end of the mission. And it's a pretty simple concept based off the movie storyline. Kind of, we'll get into the storyline later and why it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the main premise of the game is whoop ass, and this game is pure testosterone. I'm not even gonna lie to you, pure testosterone. Now let's get into the main reasons why I believe this game is so underrated. Like, nobody talks about this game, man. I be searching the web. I don't see nobody talking about this game, and if they did, it's like a little shitty ass game review dissing on the game that came out like 10 years ago. But nah, this video is different, man. So let's get into why I think this game's underrated, with number one, probably the most prominent thing about this game that I think makes it insane, especially for its time: the Ragdoll Physics. Now, as you beat up these enemies, there is a lot of ways to kill them. You can throw them into the environment. The environments are destructible. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the ragdoll physics of the actual enemies when you're fighting them is sometimes it's really over exaggerated. Obviously, this game's not really realistic, but like for the time, these ragdoll physics were so cool. The way their bodies flail, depending on where they get hit, depending on what they hit in the environment. Oh my goodness. Like, it's insane, even to this day, and I've been playing this game ever since I was a kid. Bro, the ragdoll physics are still so impressive in this game. As you can see from the gameplay back here, I mean, I know I'm not going to be in front of the camera the whole time, y'all. I'm not going to be blocking the view the whole time, but anyways, the ragdoll physics, as you can see, fucking phenomenal. And you can probably see these destructible environments, which, moving on to the next point, why this game is amazing, in my opinion, and so underrated, is the destructible environments. Now, let me tell you, man, like that, just these two reasons alone are a reason why this is my most favorite PS2 game. But bro, the destructible environments, there's some levels that have less destructibility, like the sewer levels, or even the levels where you're out in the streets of the city or whatever. But the first couple levels, Jetpack Escape, Sky Bridge, the levels in the gardens, especially Fossil Room, there's so many other levels that have a lot of destructible things in the environments that you can interact with, and it makes it so much fun to incorporate fighting people in it, because you can throw guys into these destructible environments. And even the way the environments react to the enemies, like, you know, hitting them and kind of breaking them, dude, it's just so much fun. There's so many ways you can utilize the environments to your advantage. And bro, this, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much fun I have this game every single time I play it. Oh my goodness, like just some top contenders. I would say the best level if you want to see how insane the destructible environments can get. Dude, play Fossil Room. I mean, Fossil Room is the most insane level in this game, I think, for destructible environments. And then I'd also have to say the first level, Suspect, fucking Serena or whatever, Andre Serena, Suspect. The first level, that level is insane with destructible environments as well. And bro, there's so many, even like the home again levels where you're like at John's home or you're in the motel. Like, dude, I can't tell you how many amazing levels there are that have a lot of destructible things in the environments that you can use to even make the game more fun when it comes to fighting all these guys. Because, bro, the destructible environments, the Ragdoll Physics make it insane, but the destructible environments elevate this game to like the top tier level of game, in my opinion. And my most favorite thing in the destructible environments, I mean, this might be kind of obvious, but the glass panes. I mean, the way the glass panes work in this game, absolutely insane. It, like, depending on what corner of the glass you hit, or if you hit the glass in the middle or slightly off center of the middle, that's where it will start to break. And you can throw a guy at a certain part of the glass, and then the glass will kind of have like a spiderweb effect and like destroy coming from that way. It's super cool. It's really insane how they programmed those. As you can see from behind me, I'm probably beating the shit out of dudes and throwing them through glass panes. But the glass panes, also the sound effects, like everything is so satisfying about the glass panes, and it looks so cool. And I really love the glass panes in the destructible environments. And even just the really little things like tables or chairs or something that like explode when like you know, throw a guy into them or something. It's just awesome. And like the plants and everything. And even there's parts in these levels where there's like death-defying drops. So like rooftop battle, for instance, you can literally throw these dudes off the building top and they're dead. Like, you can see them fall to their demise. It's actually insane how John, the character you play in this game, we'll get to the story in a minute, but is just going around murdering his fellow officers. The destructible environments, man, Ragdoll Physics are just, those are just, I would say pick the game up just because of those two reasons. Now, moving on to another reason why I think this game is insanely underrated. Bro, the level design. Now, just a quick little fun fact, again, about this game. This game was created by Treyarch, okay? The people behind Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Also, the people behind, I believe, Spider-Man, the movie game. The people behind Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer, which I'm not gonna lie, that game was kind of ass. But anyways, you know, if Treyarch puts their name on something, it's gonna be a banger. I don't know about nowadays with new games and stuff, and Treyarch kind of, I don't know what the fuck's going on in their heads, but we're talking back in the day, except for Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. But anyways, Treyarch went insane on this game, in my opinion, and the level design is no question beautiful. There are some levels in this game absolutely beautiful when it comes to level designs. Now, my least favorite section in this game is when you're in the sewers. But even in the sewers, there's a lot of really cool level design kind of choices there. I really love the sewers, but if I had to pick some of my favorite level design, I would have to give it number one to like the first third of the game. I think the first third of the game is the best, in my opinion, because you're like kind of in the city, and the levels where you're like kind of Skybridge, for instance. Skybridge, the level where you're in the mall fighting the mall cops, the rooftop battle, insane, and Jetpack Escape. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite level in this entire game. Ever since I was a kid, I was always playing Jetpack Escape. There are some amazing levels. And Mall City Courtyard, or I think that's what it's called, the very beginning of that level and then towards the end, bro, that level is beautiful at the very beginning. Mall City Courtyard, like, holy shit, it's absolutely beautiful with the plants, the cool little water fountains, the cool little platforms to walk on, and like the birds in the sky, the sun raining down. Like they went absolutely insane on that one, I must say. But overall, the whole game, you know, is just beautiful in my opinion for a PS2 game. I mean, I don't care much about graphics. I care more about the gameplay and stuff. The gameplay definitely is the best part of the game. But man, they went crazy on the level design, man. Like, I gotta give them props. Now, this is a beat-em-up fighting game. There can't be a good beat-em-up game without amazing fighting mechanics and combos. Now, oh my goodness, there are so many combos in this game. You have your hard attack, which is your kicks, your fast attack, which is your punches, and then you have your grab attacks, which are personally some of my favorite. Because there's like a whole variety of button combinations to do a million different moves. And in these levels, there's collectibles, there's money you can find, secret money you can find to unlock more moves in the store, which you can buy moves, or even you can buy like ammo for weapons, or kind of like invincibility upgrades, or armor upgrades, or extra damage upgrades, or anything like that. But the combos in this game, I'm sure you've seen the gameplay, man. You can pull off so many amazing combos, and one of my most favorite combos is the 3 hard kick. It's super easy. Square is your kick, the hard attack. So you press square, square. Every single attack is a 3-hit combo. So if you press square, square, square really fast, he does the basic 3-kick combo. But if you press square, square, and then on the final square press, you hold the button instead of just pressing it, your final blow is a super hard kick. That's one of my most favorites, even though it's super basic. Another one is the light attack and grab. So X is your punch, your light attack. So you do X, X. Circle is your grab. So you do X, X, and then hold circle at the end. John will do this, grab the opponent, fucking whip them like he is the most strong man in the entire world for being able to do that with one hand. Whip that over and throw him on the ground, and the body just flails. It doesn't matter if he lands on concrete. It looks like he's jumping on a fucking trampoline with how he flails. And that's why the Ragdoll Physics kind of don't make a lot of sense sometimes. But obviously, this game, it's set in the future. It's not going to be realistic anyways. There's fucking flying cars and stuff. And then probably one of my most favorites, just lastly here, I really love the kick grab combo. So you do square, square, kick, hold circle at the end. John will grab him by the legs and start whipping them around like a tornado. And while he's doing that, it can attack other enemies around you that are trying to come up. And then he throws the guy. I really love that one as well. So the combos in this game, the fighting, absolutely insane. And I guess I might as well give a little insight about the controls. The controls are a little janky when you first start playing this game. I was not good at this game as a kid, but as the years have gone on and I've started to really get the hang of it, dude, I'm telling you, the first time you play this game, it might be a little complicated and you might feel a little like jankiness with the controls, but trust me, get used to them. Learn the combos, and I promise you, you will have the most fun time in your entire life with this game. Okay, so I got 2 more points as to why I think this game is so underrated, man. And just real quick, the music. The soundtrack, oh my gosh, dude. The soundtrack of this game is the best soundtrack I've ever heard in any video game. Yes, the best. Better than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Better than Lego Indiana Jones, which are the other 2 of my most favorite PS2 games of all time. Oh, the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. And for the last point on this list, the cheat codes. We all know old ass games, especially I would say it was the most prominent in PS2 era. Bro, there was cheat codes in like every single game, and the cheat codes in this game are phenomenal. Absolute phenomenal. They have, you know, the classic ones like invincibility, infinite ammo. They have some like other crazy ones like slow-mo. Dude, I honestly can't remember all of them. I haven't played them in a while, but The cheat codes are phenomenal. There's a lot of weird ones though. Like there's a lot of weird ones. You can like play as some of the boss characters in the game, which I don't think I've ever tried that because I don't know why you'd want to play as Agent Mosley. Like who the fuck would want to play as him? If you grew up, like I was born in 2002, so I was like growing up in the prime of PS2. I loved playing PS2, PS1, Nintendo 64. So I had so much experience with the old ass cheat codes, and besides Minority Report, I loved the cheat codes in Spy Hunter 2. Spy Hunter 2, and we can't forget Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Moon Jump. I mean, come on, Moon Physics, come on, man. Now, moving on to the section of this video that I call Stuff is Weird. These are the couple things in the game that I find to be kind of weird. Starting with the story. So, I'll just give you the main plot of the story. You're a guy named John Anderton. You work for the Force pre-crime. And pre-crime basically can predict a murder before it's going to happen. And they go stop the person before they actually commit the murder. So they save lives. And turns out, John Anderton has been framed. So all of pre-crime and basically the entire world believes that John is going to commit a murder in the future. Even though he supposedly isn't, right? Supposedly. So you go through the whole story trying to figure out why this glitch in the system happened to kind of think that you were gonna do a murder in the future. Because there's a whole thing about precogs. They're like these mutant people that are held in the pre-crime office, like headquarters, and they're the ones that are able to determine like and figure out like the murders in the future. And so there's a whole thing with them that's a little confusing to me. But anyways, John goes through the story trying to figure out what's happening. He steals one of the precogs so he can like try to download some data off of it or something. And the one like plot hole that doesn't make sense to me is he's going through the story trying to clear his name from a murder he's not gonna do, right? But along the way, he's murdering tons of pre-crime officers to try to clear his name. Like, did the precog not... the precog should have predicted John murdering all of his, like, co-workers in cold blood. Like, there is no remorse behind John's voice when he is doing this to his co-workers. No remorse at all. For instance, Rooftop Battle. He is willingly well, I guess I'm controlling John, but willingly choosing to pick up his comrade and chucking him off the building to his death. Like, did the precogs not determine, like, predict that was gonna happen? Like, anyways, man, John never faced the reproductions for his crimes of doing those against his fellow comrades. But at the end of the game, he clears his name, and you know he's the hero of the story. But yeah, he never faced any repercussions of killing a lot of his coworkers. So that's a big plot point. It's kind of funny, but then again, I don't play this game for the story. The story is kind of good sometimes.
Time for a rematch, old man.
Rematch? Why do losers always want a rematch?
Loser? I've broken men twice your size.
Yeah, and then you woke up.
The last thing in my stuff is weird little category is the extra costumes. Now, I don't think this is as weird because obviously we all love extras and bonuses in games. But the costumes, there's extra costumes in this game. Some of them don't really fit the theme, but I understand that that's kind of the point. I don't really care. I think it's cool. It's still weird to me though. Like G.I. John, that one makes sense. But the clown or the zombie, like Zombie John, Clown John. There's a few other costumes you can unlock using cheats. Like there's like a lizard one. It's kind of weird, but I do kind of enjoy playing as them sometimes. For the final section of this video, it's going to be called Things I Wish They Did with this game. So there is one main thing I really wish that they would have added to this game, and if they would have, not only would this have been my favorite PS2 game of all time, this would have hands down been my most favorite game of all time if they would have added this side mode. So there's a side mode in this game called Pain Arenas. You unlock them after you beat every boss in the game. They're basically survival modes against that certain boss, and only that certain boss. There's like a million of them that come out and you fight them, and you cannot survive long because it gets insane, man. It gets insane. So what I wish they did with this game, instead of the pain arenas, straight up scratch the pain arenas. They're trash. I never play those. I'll be honest. I go into the story, I replay levels just to experience the fighting and stuff, and like it's fun, man. But the pain arenas are trash. So scratch the pain arenas. Add a survival mode, like a normal survival mode against the normal pre-crime officers and like the thugs, and like do waves. Like waves of enemies, and as the time goes on, they cause more damage to you, they have more health, you know, that kind of stuff. So create a survival mode. I wish Treyarch did this, man. Like they really messed up on this one. A survival mode, and then at the end of each wave, or even in the environments of wherever you're fighting, you can find money. And at the end of every wave, you can upgrade your character. You can buy weapons, buy ammo if needed, buy like the strength upgrade, the invincibility upgrade, the armor, like kind of like in the story, and maybe even like be able to unlock some extra combo moves. Maybe like at the very beginning you start with like no combo moves unlocked and you have to unlock them. I think that would have been really fun. And have like maybe like 5 or so locations from the story that you could choose to be your survival arena. Like number 1 has to be like Skybridge, absolutely Skybridge. Fossil room, maybe 1 level in the sewers, even though I probably wouldn't like that one that much. 1 level where you're in like the town, like the riots, and then the 1 level where you're like in the factory towards the end of the game, maybe like fighting more robots, because there's also robots in this game you can fight. And bro, let me tell you, if they added that to this game, this would be the absolute best game I've ever played in my life. Like that's a real missed opportunity in my opinion. And I don't know if they were rushed with development, or they just had to have some sort of little side mode and they just wanted to get it done quick, because the pain arenas are trash, absolutely trash. They're all in the same little ass arena. It's like such a bare ass booty cheeks like trash arena, and then you're fighting the bosses from the game. Like, dude, I wish they just did more with an actual survival mode. Yeah, still my most favorite PS2 game of all time, but it's not my most favorite game of all time, though, I will say. If they had that survival mode, dude, hands down, best game of all time. Also, I just wanted to show you guys, I do in fact have a sealed copy of this game as well. I love this game so much. I had to get it sealed. Like, come on, man. This thing is beautiful. It's like my baby. But anyways, what did you think about Minority Report? Everybody Runs. Is this game underrated, or am I just losing my mind? Let me know down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy weekly retro gaming videos. And I'm going to give a huge shout out to the members a part of BR80 Crew. Thank you all so much for your monthly contributions to the channel. It means the world to me, man. And also shout out to BR80 VIP member Kansas Cowboy Jr. Bro, thank you so much. You are one of the most insane members of the channel and just members of the community, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support, and dude, it means a lot to me. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, click one of the videos up here. Maybe those will pique your interest, or, you know, satisfy your fancy of retro gaming content. Anyways, we'll see you there. Have a good one, everyone.